Should it ever be legal to take an innocent life to save another? Let's talk about it. Welcome to BroWillow, the vlog dedicated to honest and critical discussions about the world. Last week, we opened with the tough topic of abortion. I did my best to frame the issue in such a way to encourage everyone to share their views on the matter. My personal take was that the unborn have objective personhood, and that society should protect their right to life just as it should for any other person. However, I also presented the idea that while abortion should be illegal in the vast majority of cases, the government shouldn't prevent a woman from preserving her own life if giving birth had a high risk of being deadly. I thought that if the matter really was a question of who lives or who dies, the government shouldn't decide that. It seemed legally equivalent to not prosecuting a person for killing someone in self-defense. I want to thank everyone who took the time to respond to that last video, because it proved to me that this vlog can do what I was hoping it could do. It got people thinking, people responded with their thoughts, I learned from the feedback, and it got me thinking about further questions. I didn't get any feedback from anyone in the pro-choice or pro-abortion camp. Since I'm just getting started with this vlog, the vast majority of BroWillow followers are personally friends or acquainted with me. Being a Christian and having grown up within that community, I'm not surprised that the main feedback I got came from the pro-life or anti-abortion perspective. The two main questions in the comments were, 1. Aren't situations when abortion is required to save the mother extremely rare or non-existent? And 2. Even if an abortion were the only option to save the life of a mother, wouldn't taking an innocent life still be immoral? I heard from a couple medical professionals that they had never encountered or even heard of a situation where a late-term abortion was required to save the life of a mother. Once a potential abortion is considered late-term, a C-section would be a reasonable option for attempting to save the lives of both the mother and the child. While the child may be significantly premature, at least they would be given the chance to live. There were some real-life high-risk scenarios that were mentioned, such as when the mother has an MTHFR gene mutation and when there's an ectopic pregnancy. An MTHFR gene mutation increases a mother's chances of abnormal and potentially fatal blood clotting during birth. An ectopic pregnancy occurs when a fertilized egg attaches itself to the inside of a fallopian tube. Unfortunately, in this case, the egg has no chance of survival, and not intervening can be life-threatening for the mother. There have also been cases where mothers diagnosed with cancer refused chemotherapy until their baby had a chance to be delivered, even with the possibility of rare situations where moving forward with the pregnancy would increase the risk of death for a mother. Some still question whether killing an unborn child could ever be justified. Some people thought that my likening of some abortions to the justified killing of a person in self-defense was not a very good comparison, and that it may not be good enough to argue against making abortion completely illegal. Looking back, I agree that it wasn't a good comparison. In self-defense scenarios, the attacker typically has ill intent and is to blame for the situation. In abortion, the unborn baby is completely innocent and ignorant of the situation. So, if we move forward with my premise that the unborn human is a person, then the question we're asking is whether it should ever be legal to take the life of an innocent person in order to save another person. Let's think about this one. Since the self-defense scenario is not a good comparison, I want to find a better one. For that, we'll draw inspiration from one of the most famous ethical dilemmas, the trolley problem. The trolley problem is a thought experiment created by Philippa Foot in 1967. In this ethical dilemma, you see a runaway trolley that is on its way to kill 5 people that are either tied up, unconscious, or otherwise unaware on the tracks. You have a switch in front of you that would allow you to divert the trolley onto a side track. However, the side track has a single person that will get hit and killed if you did so. What would you do? What would be the right thing to do? When presented with this problem, most people would say that they would hit the switch so that only one person would die instead of 5. Of course, the problem gets tougher when the one person on the sidetrack is someone that they know. The trolley problem seems to be closer to what I want. It deals with innocent lives and the tough decision of controlling which lives are preserved. However, the dilemma we're trying to relate to only involves 2 lives and the idea of actively ending one life to save another. Knowing that, let's create a variation of the classic trolley problem that is as close as possible to the consideration of abortion in a high-risk pregnancy. The abortion trolley problem. Imagine that you're an experienced crane operator at a construction site next to some tracks. You get a call from the owner of the construction company, your boss, and she tells you with a panicked voice that she's got her foot stuck in the tracks while walking over to the site. She sees that there's a runaway trolley coming her way and is begging you to stop it before it hits and kills her. While this is happening, a new coworker called Fat Freddy is taking a lunch break on a pedestrian bridge going over the tracks. He is eating a sandwich and listening to music as he watches the approaching trolley, unaware of the owner stuck behind him. Quickly taking in the situation, you come to a terrible realization. With the time you have, the only way to stop the trolley before it kills your boss is to use your crane to push Fat Freddy off the bridge in front of the trolley. You don't actually know Fat Freddy. Today is his first day on the job. He could very well be a great guy and hard worker, but all you can see is that he is the size of the Blob in the X-Men Origins movie, and that if he fell onto the tracks in front of the trolley would stop before hitting your boss. However, instead of making the decision yourself, you explain to your boss that she needs to decide between herself and Fat Freddy. Scared for her life and in a panic, she tells you again to stop the trolley. When presented with the fat man variation of the trolley problem, where it's him versus 5 people on the track, most people would say that they would not push the man to his death. The difference between passively switching tracks and actively killing someone seems to be significant for most people, even though the outcomes would be the same in both variations. To me, the boss variation as presented is the closest I can get to the situation of abortion. A woman's life is in danger, and she is asking her doctor to do everything they can to save her. Some of you may be thinking, Jordan, it's never that black and white. In a medical situation where abortion is being considered, there are usually more than 2 options, and the chances of survival for the mother and the child vary. I think that's a fair point, and I don't want to oversimplify things. Let's bring our discussion to a higher level by bringing in multiple options and chance of survival into the mix. If there are multiple options to consider, then let's represent each option in the following way. A/B, where A is the chance of survival of the mother and B is the chance of survival for the unborn child. Keep in mind that in this notation, A is a conscious agent that is involved in this decision making, while B is completely unaware of the entire thing. How do we approach the legality of the decision making when we are presented with multiple options with varying chances of survival for both people? Instead of focusing on specific numbers, let's think about how we would go about generally comparing 2 options. Keep in mind that doing nothing is always an option. So far, you've been weighing options, and the one you currently prefer is represented by A1B1. Then another option presents itself, A2/B2. When comparing the options, we'll consider the change in chances of survival for A and the change in chances of survival for B. The chance of survival for both A and B can either increase, decrease, or stay the same between the 2 options. Stay with me now. If you and person A are involved in the decision, and person B is completely unaware of the situation, in what scenarios should y'all be allowed to choose the second option? Let's go through all the possible scenarios and see what we think. If there is no change in the chances of survival for both A and B, then the 2 options are equivalent and either one can be chosen. If the second option does nothing but increase the chances of survival for one or both people, then it's obviously the better choice. To me, an intervention in an ectopic pregnancy would fall into this category, since every option would leave the chances of survival for the baby unchanged at 0, while the intervention would increase the mother's chances. If the second option decreases the chances of survival for person B, then that option is definitely worse. You shouldn't be allowed to take it because you would be putting B at further risk for no reason. Now, if the chances of survival for A are worse, but the chances for B stay the same, since person A is the decision maker, you could make the argument that taking that option is allowed if person A so chooses, however reckless that may be. If A's chances go down, but B's chances go up, then the decision to go with a second option would be an act of heroism or self-sacrifice on the part of person A. That decision should be allowed. And finally, we have the decision of self-preservation. Increase A's chances at the expense of decreasing B's chances. Before I give my opinion, I want to know what you think. Should it be legal to decrease or even wipe out someone's chances of survival to increase someone else's? In the case of the abortion trolley problem, the option to push Fat Freddy onto the tracks effectively kills him and drives his chances of survival down to 0 so that your boss's chances can go up to 100. But don't just think about that extreme case. What about 80-100 to 180, 80-20 to 100-0, or 40-60 to 60-40? Does the proximity of these numbers to either 100 or 0 make a difference to you? Should we consider whether the combined chances increase or decrease? As always, light up the comment section with your thoughts and share this video so that we can get more people involved in the conversation. And finally, if you want to keep up with future videos coming out of this vlog, then like the BroWillow page if you're on Facebook, and subscribe to the BroWillow channel if you're on YouTube. Thanks for watching.